guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've seen my last two videos, you will know that they focused on the W7 Total Eclipse palette, which is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. They will of course both be linked cards down below somewhere if you guys want to check them out. So I thought today, to kind of mix things up a little bit, I would go ahead and use the actual Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Why not? I'm also getting ready in real life and I have about 3 hours to do it, so I think I should be okay. I don't know, because filming always takes me ages. But yeah, we're just gonna play with the Huda palette. I'm gonna go for a bit of soft glam, maybe a bright, colourful lip, because I thought it was gonna be really, really sunny today because it's July, but it's also England. Anyway, let's jump in. I'm just gonna start off with a little bit of skin prep, so I'm gonna go over this quite quickly because it hasn't changed lately. I'm just gonna quickly clean my skin with the Simply Pure Refreshing Toner. Then going in with some Clinique Moisture Surge Eye just around the eye area. And then just moisturising my face with the Clinique Moisture Surge. I'm just quickly going to brush my brow hairs up. And then I'm going to carve out my brow and prime my eyes with my P. Louise base in the shade 0.5. Okay, so let's jump into the palette. I think the first shade that I'm going to go into is going to be Calmer on a Zoeva 231. I'm just going to apply that into the crease. I'm going in fairly softly with it. I haven't really packed the colour in like I normally would, so I'm not packing it all the way through. I'm just kind of blending as I'm going, and I just really want to make sure that I follow the shape of my brow. At the front, I've basically just followed the shape of my crease, and then at the end, just really following the shape of my brow. I'm going to leave the outer corner for now. I'm literally just doing the crease. I'm going to go into my second colour next, which is going to be Crash on a clean Zoeva 231. And I'm just going to go back and blend Calmer. I'm still just following the shape of my brow. Then I think I'm going to go back into a little bit of Calmer, just make it a little bit stronger. And then just blend out with Crash. So now that I've got my basic shape on, I'm going to go back into Calmer, this time with a flat e.l.f. brush. And I'm just going to trace it from my lower lash line, just from the outer corner. And then back into my 231, I'm going to go back in with some more of Calmer. Kind of fill that in, just inside that line. Connect it up to the crease. And then back into Crash, just to blend out. I'm going to take it a little bit into the outer corner as well, but I'm not going to go underneath the line at this point. I'm going to fill in the outer corner a little bit more. So next up, I'm just going to go in with some NYX Glitter Primer. I'm just going to pop that all over my lid. That's just going to make sure that my shimmer stays nicely in place and really lasts all day, night long, however long you need it to last. I'm just going to go in on that with my Blank Canvas Cosmetics F17. Gonna pack it on the lid. And taking a flat eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into Galaxy and just pack it on the lid. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of Calmer right in the crease. I don't want there to be any harsh lines. I want this to be nicely blended out. Okay, so now I'm just quickly going to prime my under eye with the P. Louise base. I'm going to go back in with that e.l.f. brush and back into Calmer, and that's going to go in my lower lash line. And just making sure it lines up. Ow! I got that in my eye. Just making sure it lines up with that shape we drew on earlier. And then using just another small flat eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into Crash and blend that out. And again, bringing that up into that shape. I'm just going to go back into the Zoeva 231 that I was using with Karma. Just make sure that is all connected up. And then I'm going to jump into Momentum on a Morphe M330. And I am just going to soften out those. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? That's the second brush I've stuck into my eye today. I've done it again. I have no idea what's going on, but I am just gonna go over all those edges and just blend everything out. I think I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit of Karma. Just deepen that up again. And then just a little bit more of Crash, just to make sure those shades aren't getting lost. The shape's a little bit messy at the moment, but you guys know I don't mind too much because I can just clean it up with concealer anyway. But I think what would be quite nice would be a little wing. So I have put my eyeliner away. I'm going to take the Collection Extreme 24-hour felt tip liner, and I hope I don't mess everything up because that's what normally happens when I draw on a wing. I haven't done one in a while as well, so this could go horribly wrong. I'm just going to start at the outer corner. Again, I'm just following my lower waterline just to give me that shape, and I'm gonna go back on the eye, trace it out. Okay, the eyeliner's on. They look pretty even. The only thing that I find with this eyeliner is that it isn't super black. It's looking a little bit grey, a little bit transparent at the moment. So I'm just going to quickly go over that with my Inglot gel liner, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I finished up the liner, which is probably thicker than it was when you last saw me. I also did my mascara, and I quickly cleaned up my cheeks of any fallout. I really wish I had a good nude eye pencil for the waterline because I think that would be really nice. I have one, and unfortunately it's just no good, so we are gonna give it a miss. And instead, we're gonna go and do the skin, so I need to remember where I put things. I'm just gonna start off by spraying on the MAC Fix Plus Matte, just all over. I just wanted an excuse to use this. Next up, I don't normally prime under the foundation I'm going to use, but I literally got this today. It's the It's Glow Prime Primer from W7. They sent it to me in PR, and I mean, it's summer and I want to be glowy even if the weather's a bit rubbish, so I thought we could try it out together. So I'm just going to squeeze it out. It has a little bit of a tint. Not overly shiny, I don't think. Let's see. Oh my god, it smells of watermelon. I don't really like fragrance in skincare. I like to keep it to a minimum. But when it comes to makeup and hair care as well, if it smells really nice, I do get really excited. Okay, it's got a little bit of a glow. It's nothing over the top, but I guess we are kind of stepping away from that Tin Man look these days, aren't we? Don't even see it anymore. It's very discreet. I mean, it's called It's Glow Prime, and then it says Radiant Primer. So a Radiant Primer, I'm thinking not full on glow anyway. I think I still look matte actually underneath from the MAC spray. I'm just a bit more, you can see that glow a little bit more, so that's interesting. I wanted to try this one anyway, so I was quite happy to see that. For my foundation, I'm going to go in with the MAC Face and Body. I'm going to use the shade C1 because it's going to match my tan. And I got myself a new foundation brush. It's the MAC 132S. I always use a flat foundation brush with this one. I think this is quite nice actually. Brushes I've used to apply it in the past, actually I'll show you, are this flat foundation brush from Sephora, which I've had for a very long time, and then I also have the PC01 from Peaches and Cream. But I feel like when I use these with this foundation, they do leave things really streaky. I feel like it still goes on a little bit streaky at first, but then I feel like it settles down a little bit easier. The only part I hate doing with a brush is my nose. I'm going to go over it with concealer anyway, so I'm not too fussed. I feel like it looks like it applies more streaky on this side of my face where I have got more texture, and then it just kind of settles in. And I use the brush both I don't know what this is called. I guess in brush strokes, that's probably the right word. And also patting motions. And that just helps it settle a little bit. Get rid of the strokes. I need my beauty blender and I haven't wet it yet. So I need to do that so I can do my concealer. Okay, I've wet my beauty blender. My Real Technique sponge, you know, whatever, they're all the same. I'm gonna use my concealer, which is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Porcelain. And that one is gonna be for spot concealing. So it's pretty much just gonna go all over this cheek. And you know, there's a decent amount of glow coming through that foundation right now, I'd say. There's no point in running away now. And then I'm just gonna blend that out with my Real Technique sponge. And because this one does stretch out quite a lot, because it is quite full coverage, I can then just extend that to any areas that I feel just need a bit more coverage. I think I could just do a little bit more coverage here. Everywhere else seems okay. Pat that in place. And then for the rest of my concealing, I'm just going to go in with the I Heart Revolution Heartbreakers Concealer in the shade Oat. And blending it out as usual with my PC18 brush. You know what? I'm just going to do my nose with the Beauty Blender. That's just going to give a little bit of extra coverage to that blemish as well. You shouldn't cover blemishes with a lighter shade than your foundation because it is going to highlight them a bit. But I've already concealed it first and then I'm highlighting my whole chin. And then my under eyes. I feel like the foundation portion of my routine is like always quite boring because I feel like it's always the same thing. I do just really like these concealers. The Too Faced one doesn't really work for me for the under eyes anymore. I just think it, excuse me. I like the coverage, but it does just crease a lot on me. Whereas this one is nice. It doesn't have as much coverage, but I'm happy to sacrifice the coverage for a little bit less creasing. And I'm just making sure that I'm blending it in with my P. Louise base, just because my P. Louise base is so much lighter than my foundation. And as you're going in with the concealer, you can just tidy up the eye shape a little bit. So I'm just literally going around, just tidying everything up a little bit. And then I'm actually just going to go back into the shade Momentum, still on my Morphe M330, and I just like to go back over the edges, particularly the lower lash line, but I'll do the top as well because I feel it just helps me blend it into the concealer, otherwise I might get some harsh edges. I'm just going to go in with another layer of the MAC Fix Plus just to kind of settle all of that down. And once I've let that dry down, I'm going to go in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light Plus. Just taking that on my PC04. Just a little bit of light setting, nothing that's going to mattify everything. Just settle it down in place for me, because I do have oily skin. And then I want a nice strong bronzer, so I'm going to go in with my Clinique True Bronzer in Sunkissed on my Iconic London angled brush. And if any of you guys are wondering why I'm holding my hair up instead of using some hair clips, I'm just really lazy and I haven't bought any. Really need to at some point. It would make my life a lot easier than it is right now. And then, I mean, this is literally nothing new at the moment. Sorry if it's boring for you guys. I'm just going to use the bronzer for my lower lip and then the nose contour. And I'm going to bring that into the front of the eye as well, kind of connect everything up. That's just lifted the foundation a little bit. I've also gone in quite strong anyway, so I'm just going to go over that with my Beauty Blender. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Why did that have to go and happen? And then for a little bit of extra contouring, I'm going to go in with my Patricia Bright and Revolution face palette in Moonlight Glow. I'm going to take that in here. I've literally just realised that I wanted to use a liquid highlighter, but I'm so not to using them anymore. I've just gone ahead and done all my powdering. I just made my cheekbones uneven. I think I have. Go back in with the bronzer brush, just blend them in a bit more. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with me today, guys. And then I'm just gonna go back in with some more of the Fix Plus Matte. I think my hair got caught in my mascara or something and we have a tiny little stain. Thanks. So let's clean that up really quickly. So just using a cotton bud and some micellar water. Quickly gonna remove that. I'm just gonna pat it dry with my finger and that's just helped it blend it back in a bit more, and then just going in with my brush. And no one will know, except all of you guys, because you guys are watching the video. I am just gonna go and fill in my brows off camera and then I'll come back. Okay, my brows are done. I used the Daxi Beauty Eyebrow Pomade in Blonde. I've had to make some changes to what I was actually planning on using right now because I realised the really bright lip that I wanted to wear wasn't actually going to work all that well with this look. I am going to go back into the Patricia Bright palette, into the highlighter, because you guys know I love it. And let's try that again. And there we go. Just such a pretty shade of highlighter, and it seems to work on me whichever shade of foundation I use. So whether I'm wearing my really pale ones in winter or this one that's got a bit more colour right now because I have some tan on, it just works. And I'm just going to keep building it up. And I really like this brush. This is the PC17. It's the one I always use for highlighter, but it just helps me blend it into the skin really softly rather than give like a really harsh line like some brushes can. And then just highlighting the nose. And then I think I'm also going to take it on a flat eyeshadow brush and highlight just under the brow bone. And then for blush, I'm going to go pink. So I'm going to go in with the Milani Baked Blush in Dolce Pink. Is my blush brush dry now? Yes, it is, thank God. This is another brush from my iconic London Ultimate Brush set. Any of the brushes that I use, if I have named them, they will be in the description box down below because they are ones that you can still buy. Anything else is like really old set. And then just going over the nose, basically just going over any areas where I put on my highlighter. I went really over the top on this side. What is wrong with me today? All I wanted to do was a cute get ready with me, and I feel like you guys have just had this weird experience. Honestly, I think I've forgotten how much blush is actually acceptable to wear out in public at this point, just because it's been so long. Although I've always worn a lot of blush anyway, so did I ever know? Probably not. I'm gonna add a bit more bronzer right here. I also want to highlight my inner corner, but for that I'm going to go back into the Huda palette and I want to go into the shade Super Moon. Taking that on a Nancy tapered crease brush. Oh yes. Yes. I think with this shade, where it is a little bit chunky, I don't think I'm a huge fan of actually using it on a cut crease. Just for the inner corner. Wow. I would normally go in with a glowy setting spray at this point, but I think where I have oily skin, I just want to make sure at this stage that I'm still setting everything into place. So I'm going to go in with the Fix Plus Matte again, giving it a good shake every time. I'm not noticing any issues with this so far. I feel like people were complaining about like powder splotches on the face or something. I can't see any. I've had no issues with it. I still need to do my lips and my eyelashes as well, but that's the kind of thing that's going to be really difficult to do before I change, because obviously I have to get out of a t-shirt and into a dress. So I'm actually going to go and get changed right now, and then that way we'll do everything once I'm in my dress, basically. Mission accomplished. I've changed. My makeup is intact. I am a little bit torn for lashes because I don't know what I want. Do I want something really fluffy, like my Cara lashes, or something a bit more discreet? I think I'm going to go for the Ivies, because they're a little bit more discreet. These are all from Daxi Beauty, and I do have a discount code with them, which is linked down in the description box below. It is also absolutely boiling hot in this dress right now because I've left my leggings on instead of actually changing properly, because you know you can only see my top half, and I really regret it right now because it is really warm. That was a stupid decision. Just popping them on. Lashes do just make a look, don't they? I'm actually going to prime my lips because that's a step I just always forget to do, so I'm going to do it today now that I'm thinking of it. I'm just going to go into the MAC Prep and Prime lips. For my lip liner, I'm going to go in with one from Kiko Milano. I can't see a shade name on this. Well, I think there was one, but it's kind of rubbed off. It's a nice pink. I feel like it's struggling a little bit over the Prep and Prime. Could also be because it's an older one. I don't know how long I've had it for. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to go in with Coco Del Rio from MAC. That is a perfect match to that lip liner. And now that everything is set into place, I feel comfortable adding on a little bit more glow with a more shimmery fixing spray. So I'm going to go in with my Prep Set and Glow from Iconic London. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope as always that you liked it. I have really been enjoying doing a few more natural, wearable, everyday looks. I know that while I do love doing, you know, really bold, over the top, colourful cut creases on me, that's just not what everyone wants to do. So doing something like this is just a little bit different for me, and it's just really fun. If you guys watched my W7 Total Eclipse palette review where I compared it to the Huda palette, I mentioned that I really do kind of struggle with this palette for when it comes to those more creative over the top looks. But for these types of looks where, you know, we've just used a couple of colours in the crease and one on the lid, it's super effective. I mean, this metallic on the lid is absolutely gorgeous. So if that is the types of look that you like doing, I do think that this palette, or depending on your budget, obviously the W7 one, I think that that is what it's really good for. I think it's so effective. I feel super glam without, you know, having done too much to the eyes. It's just super pretty. If you enjoyed this video, then do, as always, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know what you guys thought of it. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my next video. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.
Looks like a blink of an eye's not enough. She'd rather